All right, we're here on the schedule form, and let's take a look at some of the options that are available here, and then we'll look at editing and creating tournaments. So we have our schedule with the date on the left and then the event name. The highlighted event is the next one on the schedule that's unplayed. Exhibitions are highlighted in green, majors are in bold, and then playoff events down at the bottom are in blue. If we want to play or edit an event, we just click on it. We can view the summary once the event is completed. We can reset or delete events, and we'll take a look at editing and playing events in a moment. Down at the bottom, we have the option to advance to the next season. This lets our stats be saved and advances the year and resets the schedule. It's not a career mode. It doesn't advance players' abilities. It just allows us to continue and play another season while preserving our stats from the one we just played. Generate fields will generate fields for all of the events that are designated to be generated at the start of a new season, which we'll look at in a moment. But we would click on generate fields. We do this at the beginning of a season, choose the number of golfers we want to play a full schedule, and then click generate fields. Play all will begin playing all of the events. Create tournament and reset are self-explanatory. So let's go in and edit a tournament here. Let's go ahead and look at the tournament that's next up to play and go to edit event. Lots of options for customizing this event here. We can enter the name, the number of rounds at the top, or we can switch it to be a match play tournament. Down below we can select the course for each round, the course layout that we want to use, as well as the tee and pin positions. We can set up a cut after each round, either by the number of players, in this case 50, or the percent of the field, plus ties. In the info tab, we have the date. We have additional exemptions. In this case, anyone in the top will say 10 will get an exemption into the next major. We can do qualifiers that way. We can do a tour qualifier where, for example, the top 25 might qualify for a full schedule in the next tour season when we advance the next year. Down here are the target course condition settings. So we can set firmness at 7, and it's going to vary from day to day, but that is the target that the grounds crew is going to try to maintain the course in for the tournament. Green speed again is 7 to 13 on a Stimpmeter scale, where 13 is as fast as it gets and 7 would be slow greens. And then the type of tournament. We have standard tour events, major championships, an exhibition event for which stats are not kept, playoff events, a championship would be like a tour championship at the end of the season, and then qualifying events where stats are also not kept, and we might use them to qualify players for a major, for example, or for a tour card like we talked about before. Then we have the purse, the cut points to the winner. Match play can be played anywhere from best of 1, a single match, up to a best of 11 matches. And then world ranking points based on the strength of the field will assign an amount of ranking points according to the world rankings of the players in the field, or we can set a fixed amount. The 10-shot cut rule will set it up so anyone within 10 shots of the leader will also make the cut in addition to the normal cut rules. And then modified Stableford scoring is a scoring option where players earn points for different scores. An eagle earns a certain amount of points, a birdie a certain amount of points, and the higher score wins. It's a different scoring system for tournaments. Under playoffs, we can choose which holes we want to play initially. So in this case, we're playing 18 and then 17. We might add, we'll say 14 after that. And then after those holes are played, if we still have a tie, it'll repeat the holes in this list. So in this case, it would go 18, 17, 14, and then 18, 17, 18, 17, and so on. The number of holes to play here we have set as 1, so it's a sudden death playoff. We could set anywhere up from 1 to 18. And then on the field options, we can choose how we want the field to be set up. So we can either set a manual field up here, in which case we just double click on a player to enter, or double click a player on this list to remove a player from the field. We can also add players according to, for example, the top ratings. We can add the top 50 rated players to the field. Down here we can add teams. If we have teams created and we want to add everybody from a team, we can do that. And then down below we have our options for automatic fields. So in this case, this event is to be set up at the start of a new season using the generate fields option on the schedule form. Once that's set, we can still go in and manually edit this field. Generate on event week is different, and that's when we actually start the season, or start the event rather. It will populate the field according to these settings over here. And in that case, we won't be able to manually edit the field. So we might have it on event week, it might take the top 100 golfers by world rank and put them in the field. We can also load a template. So we just have any list of players, player names, first name, then last name, will show up in this list here if we save it to the fields folder in our DK Sports Data Golf folder. And we can load templates that way.